Hello all, it's James Johnson, aka Sulfurblade. Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my content, welcome back to War on the Sea, and welcome back to the Defense of the East playthrough. Alright, so it seems that upon loading the game today, we got some fishing boat information. A fisherman out here operating near our aircraft carrier has radioed in a strange report that he thinks there might be a submarine or 5 ships. He doesn't seem to be able to conclude which ones it is, but he's sure there's something wonky happening near the aircraft carrier. So we're probably going to investigate that, since it is such a close proximity to our carrier task force. Otherwise, other information that you'll want to know as the viewer, I turned off strategic bombing. At this point, I have effectively cheesed the ability of strategic bombing to be able to actually do anything by having that motor torpedo boat parked at Port Blair. So as long as that motor torpedo boat is parked there, any strategic bombing raids that show up will attack the motor torpedo boat and not Port Blair. This is probably a very effective strategy that you can implement in your games. Just buy a cheap ship and park it at a port to force the enemy strategic bombing raids into attacking the ship instead of the port. Preferably it's one that's fast and mobile and has a lot of agility, that it can dodge the bombs and isn't worth a lot. So in this particular scenario, the motor torpedo boat seems to be perfect for that. Which kind of gives the motor torpedo boat a reason for existence in this game, otherwise I would never use it. At the same time, that is not really the goal of what a motor torpedo boat was for. You know, it certainly wasn't there to defend port against aircraft. But in this particular scenario, that seems to be what it would be good for. Anyway. So you guys are aware of that. Now let's just jump in and get this party started. We're going to grab maybe formidable launch aircraft. Yeah. Is it a submarine? Is it ships? I have a hard time thinking 5 ships snuck up that close to us. So I'm thinking it might actually be a submarine. And in whichever case, yeah, that's not Martlets. No. Fulmar. So we don't have a plane with depth charges on our carrier task force. Well, I think strafing is going to be our most effective means of dealing with the sub then. What is our best strafer? Maybe it's the Martlet. We're gonna try to strafe with these 8 Martlets. You see how that goes. Alright, let's get the time going. Nice sea state, and it is indeed a submarine. Okay, so 1 through 8. Form up something. I don't care. Let's get relatively fast, but not too fast. maybe 210. Target 1 and attack. The slower we go, the more bullets we can put on station when strafing. However, if we're not fast enough, the submarine's going to dive and get underwater before we can strafe. So, what kind of guns do we have? We have 4 12.7 millimeter wing guns. Okay, these do pack a bigger punch than those 303s. This is a much heavier round. So, I think I came to this conclusion before that this is probably a better plane for strafing. Immediately re-engage. They seem to have sped up to 272, which means that their turn radius is terrible. And the submarine has gone under. They're not going to make it back around. Alright, did we do any damage? That is the question. None. No damage. I find that hard to believe. Okay, we will more than likely have a ASW operation in our near future with the carrier. At some point, that sub will probably hit our carrier. Oh, Hermione's coming up to join Surface Action Group Boise, right? I'm hoping we might make it a few days in this episode. I have a feeling the Japanese are still going to send some air attacks on the motor torpedo boat, like the torpedo bombers that happened yesterday. But because it's just going to be attacks made on the motor torpedo boat instead of the strategic bombing as well, we should have less plane spam to deal with in total. Really? Our merchant group is getting attacked ASW-wise. Our ASW task force has failed to catch this guy. It's a submarine day, is it? Okay, so we're gonna have you brake, speed up, come over. You're gonna brake, You're gonna speed up. You're gonna turn. Brake. Speed up. Over. Brake. Speed up. Over. This is the high value unit. The oiler. Brake. Speed up. Over.
Connection lost.
Okay. Brake. Speed up. Over. Brake. Speed up. Over. Brake. Speed up. Over. And just have you brake, but we're not gonna. And we don't want you to evade hazards. Just go forward. Alright, formation. Brake, brake, brake. What was this? We were already discovering the sub, and we haven't even gone active. Okay. Well, Bathurst. We're probably going to lose him on passive now that we've sped up. Yep. But we know where he's at, so it's all good. And we see something, whether that be his feather. Maybe that's why we spotted him so quickly, as we were able to spot his feather. But are we also seeing torpedoes forming? Yeah, I think we might be. That feather is getting long. Go ahead and go active. You can head something like that. Just make sure you don't run into anyone. If you go about 14, you should be 13. Okay, Torps heading out towards Pangreep.
Connected.
I think we can just stop these guys. I don't think they're in any danger. There's more. Go ahead and shoot the gap. And speed up to do that. Everyone come to a halt. Alright, right about now, fire off as salvo. Let's go see what we're dealing with. Yeah, we smashed it. Save, confirm. I maybe should have taken a picture during that exercise. Next engagement, we'll get a screenshot of something. I don't want to jinx us and say so far so good, but I might take the attempt and say so far so good. No plain spam as of yet. Anytime you do try to make alterations to like your campaign save file and stuff like that, I find that it's problematic whether or not it'll do what you tell it to. But I'm hoping this one being as simple as just changing from true to false, that it's going to be, well, it's going to listen. So far it seems that it has. Hallelujah. Now don't get me wrong, I like the plane activity in the game. I'm for the concept of strategic bombing. I just think that it's not there in its current iteration. I don't know how I would fix it. I have some possible ideas, but I think they might cause as many issues as this iteration does. But I think I might go with strategic bombing being more like a mission that happens like once a week, like every 7 days, and they can only happen from, say, the capital city. So the capital city is the only place that can launch a strategic bombing mission, and you can only launch one mission a week. And I would even go so far as to make it the opposite of submarines. You know how submarines are permanently hidden on the strategic map? Like right now, if that's actually a submarine, I'm not supposed to see it according to the campaign rules. I would do the opposite with strategic bombing. From the moment they're launched, I would actually have them visible on the map. So you can see them coming from like thousands of miles away. Like if Singapore launches it, immediately you see it on the map and you see it flying all the way across the map. So, and I think that could create some interesting gameplay, and you might be like, you have a carrier over here that could possibly intercept it and try to engage the strategic bombers on their course. And another thing I would do with the strategic bombing raids that would then be once a week is, instead of just being 6 strategic bombers, I would send him with 6 fighter escort, and I would eliminate the need for the whole fuel situation that the fighters would normally have. You know, the fighters have much less range. I would waive that whole thing for game mechanics purposes. They magically somehow are able to go the length of the bomber's range during a strategic bombing raid. So 6 fighters, 6 bombers, they appear on the strategic map from the moment that they're launched, and it only happens once a week. That's about how I would do strategic bombing, I think. It would solve the plane spam that was happening here of strategic bombing raid after strategic bombing raid after strategic bombing raid, because this is the one port that was within range of all of these different airfields. And it would still keep it as a part of the game. Much more toned down part of the game, but still a part of the game. Alright, I'll shut up and ignore this? Am I gonna ignore this? What is it? It thinks it's one. It might actually be a submarine. We're gonna ignore it. Are we though? Do we have a loadout with, say, blends that would give us? No. Let's try to drop eggs on its head then. Small eggs. Lots of small eggs. Did I not click the button? Ooh, there's a lot of shallowness here. Uh-huh. It's not what we thought it was. Plan ahead. Whoops. Wrong slider. Speed up. Let's come on down to about 250. Sure what you are. You're a sub chaser or a gunboat. Okay, we've got 2 of these. Skips? Nah, a lot of skips seem to have gone over the top of it. did some damage there, obviously. Moderate amount of damage. Okay. Wait, what just happened? Confirm. Continue. Oh, here we go again. Say. Weird issue. Save. Overwrite. Back. Quit game. Go back to main menu. Campaign. Fulmar Overcast. Oh. Back here. Interesting. We'll ignore that for now. Okay, now I've sparked the ire of the computer and its fighter planes. Thank God that worked. Go away, annoying planes. Alright, it looks like we're gonna have to do something about these guys. They're coming for the motor torpedo boat. Assuming these are going to be Betty's. Where's the ignore? Right. So I'm concerned that the reload with the other save might have turned strategic bombing back on. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Albacore's off over in the distance. Blenheim's. If it's Betty's with torpedo bombers, basically, if it's torpedo bombers, then all's good. They're coming after the motor torpedoed boat. I'm not seeing crap. Let's head down, assuming it's. They're at altitude. Well, that's... Well, maybe they're level bombing the motor. Really? Would you send level bombers to attack a motor torpedo boat? I mean, it's the computer. They might actually do something like that. Speed. Let's... Which way do we want to zig? Away from the bombs? So we may have pulled in the enemy fleet, the enemy fishing boats. Aircraft. There's a fighter out here. Oh yeah, well, there's a fighter out here. There's a couple of fighters out here. Yep. Actually, let's warm up box. Warm up box. That 22. You guys are gonna head like that. Alright, now let's see how our blends are doing against these fighters. Start pulling them up in altitude away from the deck. And we want these fighters chasing our blends. We don't want them on the albacores. Echelon right. We lost a plan. Leaving the engagement zone. Hopefully that'll work for us. 14 through 12 through 16. Your goal is to target 3 and attack. Through 21. Target 2, attack. And 22 through 26. Target 1, and attack. Here we go. How's the albacores doing? 3 was struck by a soul torpedo. They made it out of the engagement zone. Good. Alright, all the ships are sunk. We're out of here. All the ships were sunk and the sky is gray. Okay, Alcor's RTB. Oh, yeah, I'm worried that when I did the... So I only altered the one save file, which was the Defense in the East save file. I didn't alter the Weird Issues save file. So I think that when I reloaded with Weird Issues that I might have turned strategic bombing back on. I don't believe this particular fight had the bombers, so we're gonna skip out of it. Alright, how much air do we have here? We have some Sea Hurricanes, we have the blends. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is... Huh. That was interesting. Oh, it's 1800. Yeah, it's 1800. So I never did get a chance to launch on these guys down here. They'll probably appear tomorrow and be like right next to the fleet. How have I timed things? How far away are we? 9 hours. So it's currently 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. What am I doing? It's currently 20. Okay, so to 21, to 22, 23, 24, then 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. I'd be arriving at daybreak. And then they would be able to bomb the crap out of me. No. No. Yes. They're gonna show up tomorrow. All right. Swap positions. Do I still like this? What about battle line? Battle line might make more sense. Carrier at 2. Boise at 1. Dido. It's not called it. It's called the Hermione at 3. Sumatra at 4. Six and 5 needs to be small ships, so Isaac Swears, you can be 5. You can be 6. 10 and 9 probably be better to be the Hawkins, the heavy cruisers. And 7 and 8 is these crappy English light cruisers. Okay. That works. encounter. Well, it looks like we're going to have a surface engagement at night. We very much outgun these probably 5 destroyers. The fleet is thankfully pointed away from the land. Oh, it's close quarters combat. Alright, what do we have going on here? We have anything too threatening? Alright, Isaac Swears might get hit pretty hard. Easy, let's speed the fleet up a little bit. Let's divide the fire up a little bit here. Sumatra. New target 2. Hermione. Target 2. Kaladin. Target 2. Put those 4 on 2. Damage control on Isaac Swears. If we can do this, they can do this. Brake. Speed up. things going for these guys. Got a spread coming right for you. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, just wonderful. Break. All back. Five struck by torpedoes, huh? Nice. Isaac Swears, how are you doing? Three down. He's not looking very good. He's not looking all that great. Hermione struck by torpedo. Oh, son of a biscuit. Well, that's not good. That's pretty terrible. right down to a halt. Take care of your damage control. Hawkins struck by a torpedo. I was afraid of this. Oh man, get on the ammo. You dumb son of a gun. Come to a halt. Okay, Boise, you're in most threatening situation, I think. I think we try to outrun it. Okay, you're clear. Ships, please. Okay, and what's going on here? Our midships all back. Hermione, how is your efforts going? There. And Hawkins. Break. Stop the ship. get on a fire, please? Might end up grabbing those torps. So, I think this episode displays why you try to avoid surface engagements at all costs. Got several valuable units here that are going to come out of this fight not very well. Guys trying to run into each other? You're having a reverse race. job is to finish off this Minekazi. Ship still afloat. Hermione, stop, stop, hold. Sumatra, stop, stop, hold. Avenger, stop, hold. Stop, stop, hold. Stop, stop, hold. Stop, hold. Stop, stop, hold. Slow down, get a better firing solution. Really, you've got it in the spotlights and you can't hit it? Repairs are done on Hermione. Repairs are done on Hawkins. Hermione looks a bit worse off. And down goes the ship. Okay, that was interesting. Some surface combat late in the campaign. Okay, all enemy destroyers have been sunk. 1, 2, 3 Matsukis, a Mankazi, and a Shiriatsu. And we took moderate damage on 2 of our cruisers. Can we go into rest and release at this port? Does it even have a port? Let's find out. Home port. Hermione and Hawkins split group. You just arrived to the group, Hermione, and now you're already going back. Alright. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Do you know where your children are? So, I was hoping to get through more than a day in an episode, but that surface engagement kind of put the final nail in the coffin there. So, another episode that's slowing the pace of the campaign down. Maybe eventually we will make it somewhere in this campaign. But ever since we got Port Blair, the campaign has took a steady nosedive in the speed in which it progresses, as Port Blair is a very heavy activity location that keeps every episode to like 1 day at the most. And I would like to get, 2 or 3 days in on an episode so that we could actually get to the end of this campaign and get it over with already. Anyway, that's not quite happening. However, this was probably an interesting episode to watch with sub-encounters and other encounters and lots of encounters. Plenty of activity happened in this particular episode. How many ships were sunk? So those are, yeah, from this submarine on is basically what happened. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ships sunk in this episode, I believe. That brings us up to 168, so we're getting pretty close to opening the sea lanes. We haven't looked at what Japan has left in the tank in a bit. Let's go ahead and do that. Submarine-wise, we've killed off that class of submarine. There's a few of those left. I haven't really looked at submarines at all. We've killed off that class. Close to getting rid of that class. Halfway through that class. They've got all the Type Cs. There are a lot of... Wait. That's not a submarine. So... Anyway, these auxiliary ships have been killed off. That model of fishing boat there is gone. We've got 3 of these sub-chasers left. Type K3, 2 of those left. CH4, got most of those left. Wait, that was CH8, right? Was it? Oh, what am I doing? It's here, I have to change it. CH13s. Whole bunch of those. Type W1. Gotten through most of those. Type W7. Working on them. Type W13. More than halfway. Number 31. More than halfway of sinking them. This is one that looks like a mommy. Chidori. 1 left. Otori. They have them all. Might not be available to them yet. Ah, there's the legendary Momi class. How many Momis have we killed? Not that many, actually. Shimushus are gone. So now we're getting into destroyer escorts. Minkazis, which is classified as a DD. They got most of them. Kamikazes. These are ones when I played as Japan I like to use for ASW purposes, and we've sunk a lot of them. Here's the Matsuki. I know lately we've been sinking quite a few, and we're getting close to eliminating the Matsuki. Fubuki, I know in the past we've sunk a lot of Fubukis. And it seems we're 1 away from exterminating them. Akatsuki. Halfway there. Hatsuharu. A third of the way. Shiriatsus, we've only sunk one. Sashios, we've nearly eliminated them. They've got one Asashio left. Kageros, we probably should have done a fair number of damage to the Kageros. Seems well over halfway. It's got about, what, 4 or 5 of them left? Yagumo. We have sunk a Yagumo so far. This is, in my opinion, the most valuable Japanese destroyer. It's actually got surface radar. Okay, now we're moving on to the light cruisers. There's the one Katori light cruiser that's left. There should be 3 light cruisers in total. Yubari. That's number 2 that's left. Tenryu is exterminated. Kuma should be exterminated. Nagara should also be exterminated. The last one left should be in the Sendais. One of the 4 stackers is still left. So 3 light cruisers still afloat, which brings us into the heavy cruisers. We've got one of the furry tacos has been sunk. I think Aobas are completely gone. They are. Miyokos are all gone. Takaos, there's 2 Takaos left. So 3 heavies left so far. Mogami is completely gone. And Tone, I think there's one of those left. So there's 4 heavy cruisers, 3 light cruisers. And we know the carriers are gone. That leaves battleships. There we're pretty sure that there is 1 battleship left. We sent it into the yards for a while. The Congo is exterminated. But it's going to be a Fuso that's still afloat. The Yamashiro is probably going to be coming out of the yards sooner than later. A fair amount of time has gone by. If we look at our own rest and repair, well, that London heavy cruiser still has a bit of time to go, so who knows? That Fuso could have a bit of time to go yet. If we know we damaged it severely. It was majorly beat up, so there could be a month before we see it yet. So what did we learn from going through that? From my opinion, it seems like, with the exception of the Yugumo, most of the serious destroyers are on their last leg. It seems like they have a lot of the smaller things, like destroyer escorts, momies, etc., that are still left in the destroyer category. Destroyer escorts is probably the most plentiful ship that they still have available. We're starting to get rid of the fishing boats and things, and sub-chasers and things of that nature, which is predominantly focusing all of the ships that Japan seems to have left more and more and more and more into the destroyer escort category. So destroyer escorts, Yugumos, and we'll probably start seeing a lot of those in the near future. Light cruisers, there's only 3. Heavy cruisers, there's 4. And that battleship is still somewhere to be seen eventually. But yeah, that's where we're at. Sea lanes are going to be opening up relatively soon, which will, I think, double our resource production and our capitals, which should help us get to the end of the campaign sooner than later. In the next episode, hopefully, we will be arriving at Rangoon with the Port Blair Merchant Group at an appropriate hour, so that Port Blair Merchant Group should be able to escape without getting totally messed over by enemy air. And yeah, that's where we're at. Anyway, I'm James Johnson, aka Softwareblade. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. If so, please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and until next time all, peace.